Really happy for our players. Great game. I thought if you were a spectator, two teams that we knew it was going to be back and forth. Very pleased with the way that I thought for the most part, and again, I may feel this way differently after I watch film. First couple minutes, we were not defending the way that we needed to. I thought finally, as the game went on, we did a great job of doing a much better job of understanding scouting report, how we were going to defend certain actions, and really pleased with our players and showing up and being ready to go on that end. And then I just thought offensively, got some really good production again from different people. I thought Tyra was really good with the ball tonight and found the open person, and just really excited for those guys. It's been a long week of trying to bounce back from two difficult, challenging losses at Michigan and at Northwestern. So this is, what we needed was to come back and get on track. So really happy for those guys, in the locker room.
Questions for Coach? So in the second half, with Amanda with her injury in the first half, kind of how are you watching that? Kind of what was your expectation for what level she was going to be able to play at?
Well, I had no idea. Here's the only thing that I knew. It wasn't her knee, okay? I didn't really even see her go down, to be honest with you. But as I walked down the bench and she stood up and you could tell she was clearly in pain, the only thing I said was, "Is it your knee?" And she said, "No, it's my ankle," which made me feel a whole lot better. And then, I don't know. After that, I think Robert, they got her to the training room as quickly as they could to check it out. And then Robert came in right before I was addressing them at halftime to tell me that we were going to tape her up and she was going to try to go. And at that point, I knew that it was going to take more than a twisted ankle, sprained ankle, to keep Amanda Cahill from being on the floor. So that's about as much as I knew. But like I said, really grateful. There was a moment there of, where my stomach didn't feel so good. When I watched her and the amount of pain she was in. It was kind of scary, and the fact that nobody was around her made me wonder exactly, what it could be and how significant of an injury it was. But give B credit. That's hard to do. That's a toughness that she has. I don't know, again, the severity of it, but it looked like it hurt her, when she came off the floor. So give her credit for just, again, finding something, digging down deep, and being able to play in that second half, because as you guys know, we need her.
Did you even see how she went down?
I didn't. I had no clue. Anytime that I asked some of the kids and the staff if somebody ran into her, and they said no, she was by herself. And Aaron, who sits right there next to me, said that she was clearly, no one was around her. Well, that automatically you worry, like if she just stepped wrong, if she planted wrong. And so your mind kind of goes to a place where you don't want it to. But like I said, after I said to her, "What is it?" she said her ankle. I felt a whole lot better.
So when she hits those couple shots in the third quarter, you feel better about what she's doing?
Well, maybe that's what she needed to do, because those shots in the first half that she, airballed two of them. So maybe she needed that just to kind of settle her down. Okay. But she got back in her groove, and as I mentioned, she's such a somebody that you got to pay attention to defensively. Not only can she score, she makes everybody else around her so much better. And so again, we're better when she's out there, without question.
It seemed like the second Kim got going, you guys would just keep on getting it.
Yeah. How about Kim Royster tonight, right? Just, focused. I thought offensively she played within herself. She didn't force shots. She didn't seem rushed. Really just felt like she allowed the game to come to her, but was very aggressive. Whatever whatever she needed to, needs to do. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll have to check with her what her routine was tonight, right, before the game, because we need to bottle that up, because that just, again, gives us another threat in the low post. With Jen, she's playing great. We're trying our best to get Bree, Wickware, and Darby minutes to gain experience. But Kim has that experience, and so when she shows up in a big way, the way she did tonight, and with her in the right frame of mind, I think being aggressive but playing, like I said, within herself, not trying to do more than what she's capable of, she can be really good. And so I'm really happy for her, because it's kind of been the last probably month we've sort of waited and hoped that the next game would be sort of the next game for her to come out and do something like she did tonight. And so I'm really just happy that we needed her. We needed her to show up, especially when we didn't know what the circumstances were around B. So happy that she showed up in a big way tonight.
How important was Tyra in the first half, scoring 14 when some others got off to slower starts?
Big, that's what you expect your point guard to do. I just thought Tyra, she did. I thought I looked. She had 8 assists. When I think about her play tonight, I just thought that she was really good at managing. They were showing a little bit of a 3-2, then they went to a 2-3, then they went to a 1-3-1, then they were in a 2-2-1, and then they were in man. And so that that puts pressure on your point guard to have to. We want to play fast, but then, we don't. We got to recognize what they're in and be able to run our offense and be efficient running that. And I just thought we were a little bit stagnant there when they showed a lot of their 3-2 in the first half. And in the timeout, we just talked, especially to Lex and Rhea and Tyra, about, being more aggressive and trying to get in the gaps and putting the ball on the floor and trying to make plays off the bounce. And that's what Tyra is, when she's playing like that and kind of open and free, she's really good at not just making plays but getting others involved. So I was really pleased. And then the second half, timely possessions. She came up big with an assist and, going down the stretch there. So really happy with the way she played as far as just her managing, our basketball team on the floor tonight.
Do you feel like you made Purdue a perimeter team in the fourth quarter?
We know, Mike, what we tried to do is we felt like they just kept isolating, keys, and we didn't have an answer for that. And we just decided that we were going to have to give them a healthy diet of going man and then going zone and going back to man and then going back to zone, just to try to keep them off balance as well as we could. And so maybe, again, it seemed like they obviously got the ball in Morissetti's hands more, and she was taking more of the shots down the stretch. I know we lost Odin once in the corner when we were in our zone, but then we called that timeout and we switched it back to man-to-man. And I don't know if that just, again, the more you can keep them off balance where they're not in rhythm, they're not in a groove, I think the better chance you have at, being successful against them.
Purdue had won a lot of games in this series until recently, and it's 3-3 in the last 6, which I think is Indiana's best record since the 90s. Do you feel like it's evened up a little here recently?
It doesn't feel that way when we go to Mackey Arena. Since we're going into year 3 here, we've yet to win in West Lafayette. But I just think you have 2 really good teams. We have, and again, we're a veteran. Sharon has, with Morissetti and Bridget Perry, they have some seniors as well. But I just think it's such a great rivalry, and you got 2 teams. I know I have an awful lot of respect for the job that Sharon's doing and has done, and the kinds of kids that are in her program, the way she runs her program. Very, very much respect for them from a basketball perspective and how they execute and how that they're disciplined. And so, I think it's exciting for us to be able to kind of level that out. But, we're going to have to, after we graduate our 5 seniors, we're going to have a whole new group of young ones that are going to come in. So hopefully we can maintain that with them. Like I said, either way, I think it's always going to be a great rivalry, and it'll be a great game for the fans here in Indiana.
You said that your household was divided when you were younger between Purdue and Indiana.
Sure.
What memories do you have from that, and just what does it mean to be coaching a rivalry like this today?
Well, myself and my brother went to Purdue, and my sister was an Indiana grad. She's the oldest of 3. So, but I'll say this: growing up in Southern Indiana, I've said it so many times. You grow up an Indiana Hoosier fan, I got to Purdue just through recruiting, and I wanted to play for Lynn Dunn and that group. And so the experience or the memories I have, and I got asked this, I think by Mike or somebody that asked my probably my favorite memory of being at Purdue was winning the first ever Big Ten championship. And we built that thing. We built that program because certainly when my class, went into West Lafayette, we were at the bottom of the Big Ten. And by the time we left, we won the first ever. And I say that because that's what I want to do here in Indiana. We are building our program. We are in the process of building. We are nowhere near where we need to be. But it is a process, and we just try to take one step at a time at building it. I think we're doing it the right way, and hope that at some point while I'm here that I can be a part of a championship. And so that's my memory of Purdue. That's the experience. And again, I had a great college experience, and that's the experience I want our kids to have here in Indiana.